when I was in high school, I would sweat through suit jackets. It was embarrassing.
That explains the socks and the Crocs. Makes sense.
Yep.
Soak some of it up. It's for your safety.
It's for my safety. I mean, people think that I look weird or ugly or out of fashion when I wear those, but it's for my safety, and I yelled it at them.
Yeah, it's for my safety.
I see you smirking. This is for my safety. This is so that I don't fall on your dog, ma'am. You're welcome. And that's how I always say. I always end all my comments with, you're welcome, because I feel like I'm doing the world favors. Always.
Always.
Why, hello there, freak. So glad you could join us. Time to listen in on another seriously silly conversation with Gretchen and the Lukes.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
People, everyone, thank you for assembling for today's conversation.
You can tell they're in a good mood. That's ready for anything, really.
We're going to talk about stuff. Right now, Luke's just showed me a video.
A viral video.
It was a viral video. From when?
Months,
How would you say?
I would say months ago.
Ooh, not years, though?
Well, maybe. Maybe I saw it late as well, but I saw it, I think, for the first time maybe 5 or 6 months ago.
Okay. And so there's a super good chance that you all are totally familiar with this video.
Yeah, if all I have to say is, to anyone else, all I have to say is cat pervert.
Oh, right. That
and
makes
I think
sense.
they would totally know exactly who I'm.
What video you're talking about?
Yep, exactly.
I'll explain just briefly. I haven't seen a lot of things. So many things that everyone now knows, things that are just now memes, are totally new to me because I don't really participate that much in social media. I shouldn't say that much.
I should
say at all. At all. I don't. But anyway, so this for me is new.
Yeah, it's funny. What I like about you and being my friend is that I can discover something way later than most people.
It's true.
And then I can show it to you as if I'm this unique finding meme and GIF and video guy who's on the cutting edge of what's hip and cool nowadays, when really I'm coming into this game like way late. Like someone else is probably like, dude, that was from like 6 years ago. So cat pervert is...
Cat pervert sounds timeless.
Yeah, it is.
Some moments are just timeless.
What's great about this is the ridiculousness of a neighbor who doesn't understand how cats work.
Let's hear it.
So hang on. I just want to be clear.
Okay.
Because we made friends with your cat, sir?
You're keeping it in your
No,
yard.
I'm not.
And it's our cat.
You understand?
Our cat.
I'm not even in my yard right now. What am I doing? The gate's open. Hard.
Wait, pause. Yeah. Come on.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm calling the cops.
I love this guy.
That's an American mantra now.
No matter what.
Let's go. I'm calling the cops.
We're gonna let the cops deal with this.
Listen. You call this on. You call this upon yourself.
I'm calling the cops.
Yeah, and so
that guy is so unhinged. I already love him for so many reasons. I love and hate him for so many reasons because already I like that he's passionate about his cat.
Well, that's true. That you have to give him that. And his wife is interesting because this whole time she's very quiet. She's got her hands clasped in front of her, like as if she's in prayer, but they're down, like kind of below her belly, clasped together, and she's very quiet, like she's the perhaps the abuse victim in a relationship where she's not allowed to get a few words in edgewise ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, she clearly knows who's in control, the man of that house, and she knows to behave better than the cat. She knows not to go over and make friends with other people. She knows this dude's in charge, and we all just shut up and do what he says, which is why he so quickly unhinges at the neighbor. Okay.
You're unreasonable people. You're holding our cat.
How? I'm not even in there. I want you to explain how.
If you would go in your yard and say, Mercury, go home. Don't come in our yard anymore.
She
they
will
want
not
you
listen.
to...
She's a cat. She doesn't speak English.
Oh, really? This doesn't mean go home?
No.
He's going like with his fingertips going flick, 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 flick. This doesn't mean go home. Flick, 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 flick. Cats don't understand the international sign for go home.
Oh, I love this cat. I love this cat.
This cat is like, I am so tired of this guy micromanaging my cat career.
I love this cat.
I don't want to be around. I'm getting a minute away. Mercury. It's Mercury is the cat, and it's a she.
Huh?
Hand signals don't mean anything. It's a cat, dude.
Really? Okay. All right.
I love that.
We'll have the police department.
I love that. Really? Okay.
Really?
Oh, this is new to me.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, a guy who doesn't understand.
You try to
hands.
gaslight me that I don't know what cats can and can't do and
Meanwhile,
understand.
wife is still just staring straight ahead as if she's in the middle of a dream.
She is. She's in a lifelong fever dream. She's just kind of like, how did it get here? How did I
But she
get
begins to
here?
pipe in once he's out of the picture. So that's how I know that she is all on board with with what he's doing. He is speaking on behalf of the both of them. You come to find out.
Figure it out.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Great idea.
All right. No, so the cat doesn't eat and drink anything over there, right?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, so this makes a little bit more sense. So he thinks that this guy is feeding and watering this cat in order to persuade it to come over to his side of the fence.
Of course.
And he's saying, I'm not doing that.
Because
so he's denying that.
Because the dude is delusional. I mean, he can't stand to think that his cat might prefer someone else's company
Cats
over
are like
his.
that, though. Cats, if they don't like you,
So
they'll move out.
This guy must be luring my cat over there.
Yeah.
It couldn't truly just be my outrageously cranky,
I can't
over
imagine
the top
why that cat doesn't want to be
personality.
around me. Wow.
Keep going.
Never. Right? No, never.
No.
You say no, never. You don't
never.
feed and
Never.
water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never.
you cat pervert.
Oh my God, you guys are absent.
I
Now, right
have
then,
to-
when he said cat pervert, the wife, for the first time in this video, unclasped her hands and put the one hand back towards her husband as if to say, whoa,
You're about to cross a line.
don't cross this line. This is between you and I when we use that phrase.
I've done nothing to bring the cat. I've done nothing to bring the.
And now the guy's
This is
he's smiling and pointing while he's saying that as if I got you, ha ha. You're a cat pervert. Now I get it.
Because he's a controlling narcissist who has just rapidly run through his tool bag of tricks to manipulate the
Right.
world outside him and get people to do everything that he wants. And
Why won't you obey
he's
me
at
like my wife does?
At the very end comes ears plugging up and then
Yep.
just shouting your whatever, in this
Yep.
case, cat pervert. That's what we know. We know it's a narcissist spinning out.
He's lost it. That's what the guy's saying too.
Yeah.
He's lost it.
Our cat.
He's lost it.
Now the wife says her first words. She says 3 words for the first time, speaking because the husband is now behind the fence, walked away, and the
Yeah.
wife says her first 3 words of the entire video.
What were they?
It's our cat. So we can see why she's not in charge of this argument.
Lost it.
Now he's popped off
Oh,
the
no.
neighbor. The
On my property.
We're calling the police because you're harboring our cat.
This is the best.
Harboring a cat.
Harboring our cat.
Is that a crime? What? It was something
You're a
else.
cat pervert.
I'm a cat pervert.
Yeah, cat
What crime is that? What crime is that?
He's got a point. It's not really on the books.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're actually having intercourse with your cat, which I think is animal cruelty, which is on the books. But harboring a cat. No, this is what's great. He makes up a crime
don't even
here.
know if that's
He
on
calls
the
it.
books
He
yet,
calls it harboring an animal. Like there's harboring a criminal. So he's like da 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 da. So he's got the rhythm right. Harboring an animal. So that rhythm is right, but he's got the wrong word.
But he's
So-
thinking nobody will notice
But
because it
there's
fits
a
the
crime
rhythm.
about you harboring my cat.
What crime is that?
Against the law.
What crime is that?
It's called harboring an animal.
I can understand being angry if my cat was in your yard. You're angry because
Yeah.
your cat is in my
Right.
yard.
That's so great. That's so hilarious.
And the guy says, "You're making things a lot worse." That's how he ends it.
For me, just give me back my
For
cat.
me, it's a lot worse.
What I think is also hilarious is that the cat understands the laws way more than his,
Yeah.
I use air quotes, owner, because cats, unlike dogs, are in a different category, especially when it comes to our legal system. You
I
know
didn't
that
know this until I got cats. I actually didn't know what you were about to say.
You cannot own
No.
a cat in the same way that you can own a dog. And so
Yeah, and by that you mean if a dog bites a stranger or gets loose and somehow injures somebody, you are responsible
I am
as its
liable.
owner. But if a cat gets loose and scratches or bites or somehow gets an injury into one of your neighbors, you're not responsible.
That's between the neighbor and the cat. The
It's
cat
like-
is I cannot legally be held responsible
Isn't
for a
that
cat's
interesting?
actions out because it's almost like
I could see if it was a tiger. You could be like, "Hey, listen, man, that's a tiger. If you mess with my tiger, that's on you." But a cat, it's just as uncontrollable as a tiger.
they're our roommates. They are
Yeah.
like your roommates.
They think we're real cats. They think that we're large versions of themselves that just suck at catting.
Suck at being cats.
Yep.
Do you know that
That's what I've heard. I've heard that's. And
I've heard that too.
Dogs think of us as the alphas that are different than them. Cats think we're just a really crappy version of themselves.
crappy cats?
At least he's got thumbs so he can get the food for me. Other than that, I don't know why he's around. Have you seen the way he cleans himself? If ever, something in that room over there that he keeps closing the door for. I don't know. I keep telling him outside the door, "Hey, I want to come in." Hey.
And I love a cat because I love the fact that a cat understands it's an autonomous creature.
Yep.
A cat gets that, like, yeah, I'm crashing here with you. I might even be a part of your family. I might even really, really love y'all. But I'm here by choice.
Yeah.
I'm here by choice. Now, you can trap a cat, have them inside, and then you may even have a cat. Often, if your cat began inside, they don't even really desire to leave you. They don't want to go out, you know. But it has the right to, and it has its own different set of like rules than a dog. And what it's funny to me when a cat makes a different living arrangement. Like when a cat, like we had a friend, a good friend of ours, Jackie, who when she was pregnant with her first child, Jackie had a cat. She'd had this cat for at least 4 or 5 years, very close to this cat. After she gave birth to her daughter, this cat really didn't like the sound of the baby crying. It didn't like the baby.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to be a jealous thing because
Your
it wasn't
kitten
like
is
attacking the
loud.
baby. Yeah. It was kind of like, oh man, kind of the way I fell off probably from hanging out with anybody once they had a kid.
Yeah.
Before I had kids, it was kind of like, oh man, hey, good luck, but I got to keep it rolling. I'm going to go to another
I feel
singles
like I'm
house.
trapped on an airplane.
No kids.
With
And
your
so
baby crying.
her cat pretty much moved just 4 houses down. And the person living there was cool with the cat. They even had a few conversations like, hey, Jackie, this is... And she's like, the cat, though, made a clear choice.
Cat pervert.
And it moved
Cat
away.
pervert.
And I just love that. They're just bold and they inhabit their own existence. And they're just like, I do what I do.
Well, we had the same thing happen to us. We had a cat that was living under our house named Olive, and Olive gave birth to 2 litters until we finally trapped her and got her fixed.
Yep.
And after the second litter, the first litter was, I think, 3 cats, and then the second litter was 7 cats.
Yep.
And so we were a house with, at one point, 13 kittens and cats in our domicile. Us lousy versions of that. All we did was help you give birth to your babies, but don't worry about that. That's just under our bed with newspaper.
It's okay,
and-
Luke. You know what? You don't have to get offended. Because that cat fact anyway of how cats view us, that's just another human making up their theory about it. So you don't have to worry about it. I don't think cats think that we're cats that
But
are bad
I
at
believe they
catting.
do.
Oh.
I see the way he looks at me, and I see the way they look at me. And Olive was a great mom. She nursed all of her cats, and there was even a runt that got just as much milk. And we got all those cats adopted, except for the couple we wanted to keep. And then one of the cats, one of the little girls, I believe, and then Olive decided, I guess they put a little sack on their shoulder and headed out one very early morning, and we didn't see them ever since.
Yep. Just like a 1930s hobo. Looked just like that.
Or like a teen mom.
I'm leaving. But with
a
a
teen
little
mom that
sack
a-
over the shoulder.
Right, yeah, but this was like somebody who abandoned their kids, and she was like, I'm done with this.
But no, she did her
She
part
did her
up
part.
until
She did
I
do
mean
her
she
part.
hung around. They were like 12 weeks old, ready
Yeah.
to be adopted. But
Yeah.
but you're right, she left, and we all were so sad to see that she was gone.
In a human sense, it was as if they all graduated high school.
Exactly, and
So you're on your own now.
They didn't need her,
No.
and so
No,
so
she wasn't
took
that
off.
way. Yeah, she and we haven't seen her since. And sometimes we comb the neighborhood and call her name out, Olive, Olive. But especially if we ever see a black cat on our walks, but it's never her.
No.
She's gone. I think
Yeah.
they got far enough away. She's like, it's awkward. I don't want to run into them near the school.
I think it's just this clip. Really
I'm assuming
makes
that's
me
how
laugh.
Olive talks.
That because it's just so hilarious. Like it just makes me laugh that guy also I don't want to say he doesn't have any self-awareness, because maybe he's very aware of how he's coming across.
I don't
and
know that he could
sounding.
be.
But it just is like, it's so over the top, and he makes himself look like such a horse's ass.
But what if it's okay?
And
Let me.
he's so serious, and it just makes me
It's
laugh.
so easy to laugh at this guy, but let's just stop for a second. And what I like to do in my comedy world is sometimes go like a negative to positive. Okay, so he's a negative. He's a icky, like, kind of neighbor, kind of a Karen, kind of a out of control cat owner who doesn't understand the nature of the beast in which he lives with, or tries to live with. So how do we look at this and try to see it as a positive? Like, so one thing that you said already is, well, look at how much he loves this cat. He's sad. He's upset that his cat has chosen another lover, another friend, another bestie. Okay. And then another thing I would think is maybe he's new to cats. Like, maybe this is his first cat ever, and he was so excited to get a cat, and he was like, oh my God, I'm going to open my heart up to a cat for the first time in my life, so that I can really understand what other people have so in favor of this relationship with this thing that I don't understand, but I'm going to try my best. And honey, my wife, you've always stood by me quietly, albeit, but very quietly. And yeah, I always said, shut up. I said, shut up. I'm talking right now.
This is hard.
And maybe that's where he's coming from, though. Maybe he's like a first timer and he just doesn't understand it, and he's an alpha and a narcissist, and so it's confusing to him.
Yeah,
We're no
this
empathy
is
for him?
super hard. No, I mean, I'm trying. I'm hearing everything you say. I'm really trying to see.
Maybe he walked back
he's
in the
pretty
house with
hard
the
because-
wife, and he's like, honey, I feel bad about having to yell at them.
Yeah,
I don't know what to
doubting
do.
it, right?
You know what I mean? They're cat perverts, and that's on them. You know, as a Buddhist, I want them to know that it's on them to have their own journey. But myself, I just needed to tell them that because I needed to help them on their
Oh
journey.
man, this is such a hard exercise.
You know,
because like,
yeah, it's hard.
right? Because like, and I'm usually game for playing any kind of weird flip it around. Look at
I
a
do that all
different
the time.
perspective.
Yeah, with Karens, I try to look at their point of view, like
This
a Karen.
dude is tricky though, because this dude for me, like, number one,
It's tough.
he just, the way in his mind, now this is just my completely I don't know what, unprofessional, something, this is my opinion.
Yeah, that's when you
I'll just say that. This is my opinion.
When you have an idea about something and it's coming from your heart, that's your opinion.
But this dude, it's like so obvious that the way he loves is he thinks he owns, he possesses. And so he
Yeah.
expects, if he loves something, it's going to be compliant. And so it's going to need to show the love back to him the way he wants it, the way, again, the wife gets it. Why doesn't the goddamn cat get it?
If you love something, set it free.
Exactly.
No, you don't.
Right?
No, you don't.
No, because then it'll leave.
Nope.
And a cat pervert will take it and
Cat
you'll never see him
pervert.
again.
Cat pervert next door.
What do you think that cat is thinking as he just sits in this other dude's arms, like
As he's
looking at this
he's
guy?
licking his paws and then slowly cleaning the back of his ear, going, "Meow,
And-
exactly how I planned.
Right?
Oh, Mercury, you devil.
I think the cat's got to deal with the wife, drive this guy, push him so far to the edge that he has a heart attack. Now she gets the money,
I'm
life
free.
insurance. Now he gets all the treats.
And then
That's
Mercury
his
comes
part
home.
of the deal.
And then Mercury comes home.
And they're going to live together happily, and she's going to buy him, he's going to get his cut of, it's going to be
Well, of
worth
course.
it, because he's going to be the thing
and
that
cat
makes the
toys.
man go over the edge. And it's a perfect plan, actually. This is a perfect murder plot, because now if the wife is the one that's pushing the man over the edge or doing whatever that causes his
Right,
death,
every detective's gonna figure that out.
She's a human too, so she has the different laws.
She was
and
like, check the
rules.
video. I was there the whole time supporting my man in prayerful pose.
But if a cat drives someone
It's
over
our
the edge,
cat.
again,
What can I do?
Nobody owns the cat, and unless there's a cat courts, now I don't know if maybe there need to be, or if there already
Well,
are some
for
sort
the-
of a cat criminal justice system. Is
For
that
the-
needed?
For the sake of alliteration, I think a cat court or a kitty court should definitely be in order.
I'm all for it. I like it, and I like cat criminal investigations.
Bailiff, would you please meow the witness?
I would love to just
Meow.
interview some of the tomcats hanging around.
Do you promise to so help you meow?
Yeah,
I do meow.
I think that would be. I think that could be hilarious. But think about it now. Like literally, what can you do to the cat? Even if the cat killed the man himself, what are you gonna do? I don't know what anyone's gonna do.
I don't know, little
perfect crime.
like Steve Martin's kitty handcuffs. He had those little tiny kitty handcuffs that he would put on his cat.
Has anybody followed up on this? Like, is the dude still alive, or has this plan
Steve Martin?
carried out?
Yeah, he's still alive and doing well. He's an actor.
Right?
He's a producer, a director.
No,
he's
the other
doing
guy
very
lives. The
well.
other guy.
Oh, the guy in the video.
Guy in the video.
Oh,
Does anyone
cat
know if
pervert
he's
guy.
still alive?
There's been no follow up that I'm aware of. But
Interesting.
Listen, as soon as it goes viral, 6 months after that, I'll check it out. And then
Okay.
a month after that, I'll show you.
Perfect.
And it'll be brand new.
Perfect. I am looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, pets.
You know what though? Do you remember this? It did this video with this man feeling possessive of his cat.
Yes.
Did kind of remind me of a neighbor we had back in California at the Pegboard Palace.
I know exactly
Yep.
who you're talking about.
Ronnie
It's Ronnie
was her
Yeah,
name.
Ronnie who remember we
Also a big cat lover, had cats of her own.
Ronnie, what was great about Ronnie, the ongoing joke we had about her was that she had gone to Prague for, I think, a month at one
Yes.
point. So she kept talking about, I used to live in
3
Prague.
months maybe 3 months.
Was
Well,
it that
might have
much?
only
I
been
don't
a
know.
month.
I thought
might
it was.
have been a
I
month.
thought when we found out how much it actually was, it was incredibly funny to us.
I think you're right because I remember being like, okay,
Like,
then I guess
what?
I lived in New York because I was there one time for 5 weeks straight.
Yeah.
That's right. It was
Yeah.
a month in Prague.
When a visit turns into I lived in Prague, and she used it as if, well, when I was in Prague, what we used to do is, the way you drink
The way we
tea
do
in
it in
Prague. Europe.
Yeah, that was Ronnie. That was our neighbor. Also, and she had, I think, 2 cats, and
Yep.
we had. Well, our landlords knew we had 1 cat, but at the time we might have already been up to our 4.
We
By the
had
time we
4,
left
yeah.
that apartment, we had 4. We had 4 cats hiding in there. Anyway, but
They weren't really hiding. At one point, they were all on the balcony, and then they would start to sneak over to the neighbors, and then they started complaining, and then just like
but we had one that was more adventurous than the other 3.
yeah, his name was the Colonel.
The Colonel.
The Colonel was great. The Colonel was black and white, and the Colonel had a little half mustache on him,
So
and
cute.
he would talk a little bit, but not like annoyingly.
So when the Colonel would be out and about in the
Yeah,
courtyard
he loved
sometimes.
people. Yeah, he loved people.
And whenever people would be walking through, if Ronnie was outside, she would take it upon herself to introduce the cat to them and say his name was Jimmy.
Remember that?
She would say, "Oh, isn't he sweet? That's Jimmy."
It's
And
not Jimmy.
I don't know how many times or how many people she had spread that misinformation to.
It was so.
But
And you
I
tell a
remember
lie
the-
often enough, and people believe it. That's the problem. And he became Jimmy to people.
Well, and they think Jimmy's her cat because she's doing all the introductions.
That's
I'm not out
true.
there trying to
I
get
didn't even
social
think
with
about that.
using my cat as a talking point. Never
Cat.
once did I introduce my cat to the random strangers.
Ronnie was a cat pervert.
She was she a cat pervert?
She was a cat pervert.
Maybe
Cat
I'm
pervert. You know what we
rethinking
should have
this
done?
guy.
You know what we should have done?
Shamed her.
Well, I think we tried to shame her just in our bathroom when we have secret talks. But what I think we should have done is call the cops.
We should call the police.
We should have called the police. Let them handle it.
gonna call the police.
Let's let them handle it.
The police are on their way.
They're on their way. Why don't we let them handle it? So, are you happy now that you've made this little scene, cat pervert? Because we're going to let the cops handle it. We're just going to see what. Hey, wait, why are the cuffs on me? Hey, wait, no, sir. This is not going the way I thought it was going to go. Cat pervert. All the cops are cat perverts too. Everyone is a cat pervert.
Man, I think that it's so funny that wow, my head just went totally blank white right there.
Did you just do a Biden?
I don't. Oh God, yeah, maybe actually, yeah.
It's turned into
That
a verb
happens.
now.
That
It happens.
definitely
It happens. Brain farts happen,
sometimes.
especially
But
when
I
you're the
mean,
leader of
just
the free world.
Everything.
You know what?
What I think was funny is that the guy. I love when he asks him what crime is there. I just love the sentence. There was a crime called harboring my cat.
Yes, harboring an animal.
Harboring an animal.
That's great. Harboring a criminal is a actual crime that if you have a criminal in your household and you know they're a criminal and you lie to the police.
There must be something else that you do. Is it
That's
when you
okay.
try to hide evidence, clean up after a crime, change things, make a false allegation? I don't know.
That's aiding and abetting.
And is that different than harboring?
Harboring is when you're keeping somebody in your area, protecting them from the law.
Could you also get an aiding and abetting at the same time?
Let me also add to that. Harboring is also when you take your ferry and you park it in its parking spot. You are harboring your ferry.
Is that true?
I don't know, but it sounds good.
A ferry's in a harbor,
yeah,
right?
They stay in a harbor.
Oh, but sometimes they're crossing a channel or something.
Oh, that's
a
true. You
ferry.
could be channeling. And now you can also channel a ferry if you are somehow speaking on behalf of like a gnome.
Yep. If you're connected to the other side in the fairy realm,
right? Then
you could be channeling a fairy.
Hold on, Sprinkles has something she wants to say to everyone here.
Save your teeth and put them under your pillow, and I'll give you a nickel for each what? Oh, I'll give you a quarter for each what? Oh, I'll give you $1 for each what? Oh,
A Bitcoin.
I can't afford
I'll
this.
give you 3 Bitcoins.
3 Bitcoins for each one of you good kiddies. Now brush your teeth.
Thank you. Sorry, what was that? Did the fairy come?
Yep, the fairy came.
Was I fairy channeling?
Yep, you were fairy channeling.
Oh,
Fairy
phew.
channeling. That's what that's what I'm going to scream if I'm ever in a situation.
Fairy
If
channeler!
I ever see Ronnie again and she talks about my cat and she calls him Jimmy, when we all know he was the Colonel,
The Colonel.
I am just going to scream fairy channeler at her.
You know what? My mom.
I know.
She's told you that story. That
Yeah.
she swears that her and her little sister actually saw a real fairy, a tiny little being from another planet.
I
Or
believe-
from another realm. Sorry,
Yeah.
not planet, from another realm.
Like, I believe people when they do say that they've seen things. So, like, I really believe she did see a fairy. I just haven't seen one myself,
And supposedly,
but I believe in all. I believe in all kinds of things. Actually,
when you see
out
when you see an alien or a fairy or a gnome or anything of another realm, what they say is that it's like as if you are beginning to see those things, and so you see more of them. Like, not unlike we talked about the Native American who looked out on the ocean and couldn't see the ships because it wasn't anything that they'd ever seen before, and then all of a sudden they were upon them before they even understood what was happening.
or like when you're looking for Volkswagen Beetles on the freeway, punch bug, and once you know you're playing the game, you see a lot more of them.
Exactly. And there's all this phenomenon where that exists. So I wonder if now, like my mom, but she says she's never seen another fairy since then. So that's where that theory might go down the toilet.
But enough adults might have slammed in telling her that's ridiculous that the psyche shuts off to it. Because you remember, we had a landlord who one time who told us a story about his grandson.
Yes.
This is such a fascinating story. He has a grandson. He was about 4 years old at the time, and he was showing his grandson like a card trick.
Right.
Laying down cards upside down and asking him to guess something. And the kid was guessing right time after time, picking the right thing. That's the 10 of spades, that's this, that's that.
Ruining the trick.
Because he was guessing it every time. And the grandfather asked him, like, my God, kid, like, how are you doing this? And his grandson said, I'm just reading the cards. I'm just looking through to the other side of it. And he said he was like, what? That's impossible. And he said, because he told me this story by saying he regretted this moment.
Yep.
Because he said when he looked at his grandson and when his reaction genuinely was like, that's impossible.
Oh, it is?
He said he saw his grandson have this confused, like, that's not a thing, or we're not supposed to do that, or not allowed to do that, or whatever. And then he never did it again for him. Could the kid still
Yes.
tune in and
If
see
it's a
through?
gift,
I don't
of
know. And
course.
hopefully he'll find again. But that was fascinating to me.
I don't know if you can tell someone that they don't have a gift. Like, I'm playing the piano really well, and I've never played it before because I'm a prodigy. That's impossible. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know.
Even at least say with playing the piano, there's like, we know of prodigies who've played this. It was almost like what this grandson said defied the laws of the universe.
It kinda
you can't
did.
see through solid objects and read the other side.
What if
and
we can when we're young and we just forget, or we're told we
the
can't?
adults, I think us as adults talk our own little offspring out of all kinds of things.
I've told my kids, you can see through that card. Now look harder and you will see it. We're going to go to Vegas and I need you to see the other side of the card. You're young enough. Now do it.
It's possible. It's possible.
Dad,
Do it.
I don't feel comfortable gambling. I don't care what you feel comfortable doing. I feel comfortable with you seeing the card. It's magic and you're capable. Now do it. I don't want to do this anymore. All right, fine. We'll take a break, but then we're doing 2 more hours every night.
So I wonder if your mother did see a fairy. And
by
then,
the way, trigger warning, we really don't do that to our kids.
No, force them to try to have like superpowers,
Vegas
telekinesis,
magic.
and
Vegas magic.
We try to make them tap into their psychic abilities.
Do it. Read my mind. What number am I thinking from 1 to 3? You got a 33% shot. Now do it.
You do it, Dad.
0. No!
We're too old to do it.
We're
Gotta
too
have a
old.
fresh mind. Gotta have a young mind.
Brand new mind.
You gotta not know. You have to not have been told everything's impossible.
I need your young brain to do this experiment. Now do it. Do it. Do it.
That's impossible.
Okay. They must have seen my Crocs.
Yep. Giant size 13 Crocs. I love it.
If you got it, flaunt it. That's what I say. And I'm the only one that can make Crocs sound squishy with my sweaty feet. It's like,
And
here
I
comes
tell you,
Mike.
that is a mark of true confidence.
Have you ever fallen in your own shoes? Like literally slipped within inside your
No.
own? Yes, I have.
No.
I have.
What does that look like to slip inside your own
it,
shoe?
It looks as if you have fallen, and then you have to grab something because you suddenly have no balance, and it's like you're trying to prevent a serious head injury.
I'm trying to picture how that goes down. You must have a lot of extra toe room in your shoe, a room to slip it forward.
They're size 13, but I am a size 13 my feet, so there's not a whole bunch of room. But you know how it is; your toes bend, and
Are you sure you're not just falling down?
It might
I mean,
be
you
that.
are falling down, but you're saying it's because you're slipping on the inside of your shoe, not the outside. I shouldn't laugh. I'm laughing.
are
Why am I
laughing.
smiling from ear to ear? This is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's very insensitive.
because a lot
me.
of times people like me, the sweaty feeders, we have. I can hear you laughing. We have situations where we are not always able to stay upright, and the more nervous we are, whoops! I just fell right now.
It's almost like you have to live almost with one of those warnings, like slippery, wet floor, like
I am
no
slippery
running.
when wet. Yeah.
And so you have to just kind of live like that all the time.
Warning: objects in the mirror could be more moist than they appear. That's my feet, my pits, my ass, my junk.
Oh my gosh. Heads up.
Yeah.
At any time while we're walking,
Oh.
I may slip and fall.
Now, in my defense, I'm no longer that perspiry except for my feet. But the rest of me, when I was in high school, I would sweat through suit jackets. It was embarrassing.
That explains the socks and the Crocs.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Soak
Yeah.
some of it up. It's for your safety.
It's for my safety. I mean, people think that I look weird or ugly or out of fashion when I wear those, but it's for my safety, and I yelled it at them.
Yeah, it's for my safety.
I see you smirking. This is for my safety. This is so that I don't fall on your dog, ma'am. You're welcome. And that's how I always say. I always end all my comments with "You're welcome," because I feel like I'm doing the world favors always.
Always.
Now that might be my ass
Always.
behole nature, but that doesn't really matter. I also might just be a jerk.
Luke's, I have this little clip, a little moment from a show, from a documentary that I want to play
Do
for
tell.
you. And so I want to set it up like this, okay? First of all, the two people in this, the documentary I watched was about a married couple. And the man is from Connecticut.
Okay.
And the woman is from a Maasai tribe in Africa.
I don't know what a Maasai tribe in Africa is.
A particular tribe, group of people that were not as much today, but living a nomadic lifestyle.
Gotcha. Okay,
And
now I
they're
get it.
they are very tall.
Ooh, okay.
You might recognize a Maasai tribe and some of their outfits and the different things about them, all their little cultural details, just because there has been a lot of,
Like coverage.
shows, things about them.
Yeah, I think
they
I
have
can
some
picture
pretty
it,
super
yeah.
cool, pretty badass things about them.
Now, typically,
But-
the ladies are topless in those tribes. It seems like. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of ancient times.
You are just remembering the 1970s National Geographic spread
Yeah.
and then applying that to all of Africa. I think.
I thought that's how it was down there. I thought it was just a topless. You know how like sometimes there's a topless beach. I thought they were a topless
continent?
Continent, yes.
An entire continent.
A topless continent.
Oh, geez.
I'm just saying that'd be. I'm just
Oh,
a
honey.
suggestion. It's a suggestion that I'm
my
making. Maybe I thought maybe.
I shouldn't have. I didn't even need to. Well, I was telling you that because they are from two very different cultures. is why I
Right,
say.
of course.
But
If
I
you're
didn't know it was
topless and
going
then
to
the other one,
derail.
the guy wears a top and she's
having
topless. Is that how we're talking about?
Secondhand embarrassment now, Luke's. We're from, we are old, and now it's just.
Is that old to think that an African tribe is topless?
It's just ignorant. It's all right. It's okay, honey. You're learning.
Phew! I
All
thought for a
right.
minute I was getting old,
Well,
but I'm
I'll
just
just
dumb.
get
I get that.
to the point of why
that
it is.
that makes me feel better.
Because really, what it is a dude from Connecticut,
Right.
and a
With a
woman
topless chick.
who grew up within her Maasai tribe in Africa.
Okay.
They now live in Kenya, and they have this amazing, actually beautiful, like eco travel lodge thing. They've made this paradise. Their story is actually really freaking cool. It's such a great documentary. However, there's this one really hilarious thing, and this is the clip I want to show you. Check. Okay, let me get in here. Check this out. And the reason I want to tell you about them is that there's nothing here that I would make fun of about the people at all in this.
Now, would you mind tilting the screen towards me so I can see the topless lady?
You can. All you need is the audio, and nobody's topless. So this is when he.
What do they serve tapas?
To me, this is things that like where you appreciate from your girlfriend or boyfriend.
Oh, that's Spain.
A prior heads up.
Gotcha.
So, okay, here is the gentleman talking.
Met Selena's parents, they really accepted me as well. I think for a few reasons. Like I said, being able to speak Swahili and being able to communicate was a huge factor in that, because without that I would not have been able to effectively talk to Selena's parents. The first time I met Selena's father, I'll never forget. He took a Maasai blanket and he put it over my head like he was going to whisper a secret to me. And right when he was about to speak, he just started spitting in my face. Right into my face. And I was shocked. I was like, I was just like blown away. I had no idea what was going on. As it turns out, as I later found out, spitting is a blessing in Maasai. So what he was actually doing was blessing me. And that was the very first time I met him. And I'll never forget that, because I was very surprised what was going on. Him spitting in my face underneath this blanket that he put over our head. But we have a great relationship.
Isn't that hilarious?
I think they told him a fib. I think that they were like, "Yeah, that's a blessing."
I wondered about that. Like,
that's
were they messing with him?
Yeah, every father-in-law does that to their new son-in-law, who's a white dude from Iowa,
From Connecticut.
and from Connecticut, I mean, and you're with my daughter. Bless you. I bless you again. You know what? I really like you. Hold on. I so blessed you from the bottom of my throat.
I'm trying to imagine like what it feels like to be that dude in that situation.
Oh my God.
To go there the first time to meet her father, and they're very serious at that point. Him and his girlfriend, they know they want to get married, blah blah blah. His very first meeting, and it just makes me laugh wondering like, why didn't she give him a heads up that there may be spitting?
What I was
my dad
wondering.
might look when you mean like I told you things like, look, my dad's a little weird.
Yeah.
Or my dad.
Yeah, but you never said, yeah, your dad could loogie on you at any given point and call it a blessing. And he's really a passive aggressive guy. So just
And to have to sit down and then put that blanket over you and him, so your heads are in close proximity.
Like the blanket
in
goes
the
over.
dark.
Now it's like, oh, hello. Well, this
Like
is
a
interesting.
secret.
I can't believe I get to be this close and talk to you. I love your daughter, and
I don't want to marry her.
What do you have to say? What's your Oh my! See, that's my problem. Is bodily fluids make me want to throw up. So if someone got their spit on me, a man had their spit on me,
right
like
in your face,
like where he was going, I would just.
I mean, I don't know what would if my father needed to do that when he first met you. I'm afraid you would have had a crazy knee-jerk reaction. Just started punching.
I might have started punching. Yeah, and I'm not even a great puncher, but I think I might have just out of reflex.
And because it's also totally interesting to me the way different behaviors are received in different cultures, because in so many other cultures to spit on someone is such an offense.
An insult.
I mean, when the moment you spit on a police officer, that's where you've escalated it.
Yeah.
You could actually be charged with assault. You know, you can say you can shout all the words you want.
First Amendment
and whatever
does not cover.
But when you
loogies.
spit, I'm assaulted.
Yep.
And then like I'm spit salted. I've been spit salted, and it's such an insult in so many cultures that that either she has such a good sense of humor and just thought, I'm gonna leave Brian hanging on this one.
Maybe they're not
detail
allowed
when
to
he
tell.
meets my dad.
Maybe that's part of it. Maybe they're not allowed to tell. It's sort of like a initiation into the family.
And then we just have to see how they roll with it. Well, and actually, it probably
You don't
doesn't.
talk about spit bless. You don't tell friends about spit bless. And if you're wondering what the rule 3 is, see rules 1 and 2.
It was such a crazy and unique thing, and this guy just rolled with it. I mean, the stakes are pretty high. He wants to marry this woman. This is her father. He's already coming in from a very different culture. He's American from Connecticut, and there were, it's but it just really made me laugh because
Then he's like
for not giving a heads up.
He's like,
to your fiance.
come into the room now. I'm sorry
the
about that other
blanket.
thing. I know you're brand new, and you are been very cool about the traditions that we have, and I just wanted to say thank you by getting into this sleeping bag together. Now, come on in. I bless you. I bless you in the stomach with my fist. I bless. Now I spit on you. Bless you again. Because you could get away with that. What did he do? He made me go in the sleeping bag and punch me in the stomach. Oh my God, my dad's just being a dick. That has nothing
not
to do
our
with
culture.
our culture at all.
He is messing with you.
I think he thinks you're like an old-fashioned white guy. Who did he ask you if I was topless ever?
Oh my God.
Well, I'm just saying, that that's how those old guys act. I don't know what I would have. Yeah, I don't know what I would have done if your dad would have done that to me. I don't know if I would have passed that test. I would have. I would. I don't know that I would have punched him. I had too much respect for him, but I definitely would have
I would have
told you.
It would have been weirder for me to have to try to make up why, because the fact that she is Maasai, it makes her culturally far away enough from his American culture that I don't know what is tradition, but I think if I just try to teach you I know maybe in Cleveland y'all don't spit on it, but down here in Texas, this is a Texas thing.
Yeah.
Although Texas is crazy and extreme enough that I probably could have said something and been like, oh, that's a good old Texas thing.
Well, I wouldn't have known.
My
any
dad's
better.
gonna put on his longhorn
and poke you. He's
thing.
gonna
He got
poke you.
rigged up, yes, and he's gonna
in
go
the
out there
gut.
and gore you. He's gonna try to get one of his longhorn horns and gouge you.
Only if he likes you, though.
If
Only
he
if he
likes
likes
you, it's a compliment.
If he wants you as part of our family.
Right? If not, he just give you a bit of. That's the one.
And I need you to put on this red shirt. Okay, I guess. That's not going to make him angry? Oh, it will. For sure. That's the point.
If you can survive the anger, you get my hand in marriage.
And what are these tongs for? Oh, you got to poke him in the back. He likes to be like an official bull, a toro. You have to toro him in the back. Isn't that how they used to make him mad? In a bullfight?
Oh, I don't know.
That's how they do it. Yeah, in a
With
bullfight.
some tongs?
Well, not tongs. I meant what are it's like a spear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Spears. I said tongs, didn't I?
Yeah.
I meant spear.
Oh, I would rather see it with tongs.
Yeah, tongs, and
I
you have
don't like
to
to
hand
think
him an
of
ice
an animal
cube.
being speared.
Here you go,
That's
bull. You look
terrible.
really hot. Here's an ice cube.
Oh no, that's too sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, that's
I would rather be spit in the face.
That's in the same country as I mentioned earlier, Spain,
Than
where
have
they
to
do
hurt
the
an
bullfights,
animal.
and that's the trade-off if you want tapas. There's a tapas country.
You have to fight the bull.
Not a topless country.
No, but a tapas.
A tapas country.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Why get your mind out of the gutter? I'm
Yep.
talking about tiny treats on a tray.
Trying to.
Individual items that you can eat. Thanks for the conversation.
Thanks for listening.